Welcome to winter in Minnesota. You know, for about 2 centuries, this was a time of transition, not just for seasons, but for the people who came to Minnesota. And by that, I mean the voyageurs. They'd come down from Quebec, these French Canadians, make their way to Duluth, and then all throughout Minnesota, they would spread. They would set up fur trading posts because beaver skin top hats were all the rage over in Europe. They had hunted beaver almost to extinction in Europe, and so they needed to find a new place to get beaver. But they weren't going to hunt them themselves. You see, there was a group of people here in Minnesota much more adept at trapping beaver, the Indigenous Minnesotans. And this is what I find so interesting about Minnesota's history. Because when we get to the 19th century, it is a painful chapter in kind of the U.S. Indigenous relationship. But prior to that, there was almost an alternate version of history, a time of collaboration, where the French fur traders would set up these little general stores, and instead of accepting money, they would accept beaver pelts and other animal furs. This lasted for as long as beaver was valued in Europe. But as the U.S. expanded and wanted more land, the thing of value the indigenous Americans could give to the new settlers was not beaver, but instead land. And that led to the other history of U.S. indigenous relationships. But every time we see these seasons turn, from summer to winter, I'm reminded of those French Canadians who came back all that time ago and charted a different view of Minnesota's future.